Hello, dear all. Hope that you all are fine. In our previous discussion, we have taken the topic of parinam soul, and we discussed about the probable nidan and samprapti. What are the types of parinam soul? And we will cover rest of the part in this lecture. And before proceeding to our next topic, next part of the parinam soul, uh, I would like to recall again that parinam soul is a characterized by a specific type of pain which appears in either quadrant of the abdomen or back of the lower angle of the scapula on either side. So what happens there? The pain that appears either in one segment, either in two segment, and sometimes it appears in all the mentioned part depending on the severity of the disease. And it especially appears at the parinam kala foot. This was the normal thing we discussed about that, and we discussed that there are few things which relieves that pain. And I hope that you can remember it, recall it, that there are a few symptoms. भुक्त मात्रे जीड़े अथवा वांते, है ना, after taking meal, है ना, at the time of pain it gets subsided. After vomiting it is relieved, and after completion of digestion again the pain is relieved. Whereas some specific type of uh, rice was mentioned that aggravates the intensity of pain. The brie chawal sali sustic, brie sali sustic, something like that was there. That due to presence of these intake of these specific type of rice, the intensity of pain is increased. And there are seven types of parinam soul: vatas, pittas, kaphas, and nipatas, sansargaj. So in the current topic we will begin from the symptoms of vatas parinam soul. But one thing I would like to mention especially here, that general symptoms are always present in all type of parinam soul, whether it is vatas, whether it is pittas, or whether it is kaphas. It is irrespective. Pain at the time of digestion of food is common feature in all of these types of parinam soul. Means if a patient is suffering from vatic parinam soul, then there will be pain during the phase of digestion. If he is suffering from pittas type of parinam soul, then again there will be pain at the time of digestion in the mentioned quadrants of the abdomen. Or if he is suffering from kaphas type of parinam soul, then again there will be pain in the mentioned nine quadrants of the abdomen. So pain during the phase of digestion is a common feature for all types of parinam soul, and also relieving and aggravating factors are common for all types of uh, parinam soul. So you can just say that there is some common feature which remains present in all type of parinam soul, whereas there are some specific feature which differentiates this pain, that it is it has vitiation of that predominant dose. If there is Vatic symptom, we say that it is Vatic parinam soul because it has some features which represents that what is Prahantam amongst all the dosas. So we will begin from Vatik Parinam. And here is the symptoms of Vataj Parinamshu. And Achar had mentioned that there are, you will see here two things. There are some common features, and again, there is some specific feature which is related with the pain, type of pain. है ना? We discussed that vant matre bhukte jirde अन्य prashamiti. Now here is some specific type of food is required to relieve the pain of Vatik Parinam. So we will discuss in this context. And there are some symptoms that are related with the vitiation of Vata. You can say that these represents the vitiation of Vat. And there is Adhiman, Atu. There is Adhiman and there is Atu. Hope that you can differentiate the two things, Adhiman and Atu. Adhiman is simple retention where Atu prokta gudgudadi sabda. When there is gudgudadi sabda, when the air is trapped and it tries to pass something from it, that makes some sound. So that this is the basic difference between Adhaman and Atu. That if there is sabd, gudgudadi sabda, then that is defined as Atu. So either there is Adhiman or there is Atu. And third feature is Vidmutra Vibandh. Vidmutra Vibandh means both are either urine and stool is not passed out properly because there is vitiation of what, and it is the major function of upon y to help in the passing of these two from body. So since there is vitiation of what, so there is vitiation of upon y that leads to improper defecation or retention of urine. This is, and there is arati, restlessness and weapon. There is tremors due to what is, there is a vitiation of chalguda what that causes tremors. So these are the, very clearly you can see that this represents the vitiation of what. There is adhiman, it is symptom of vitiated what. Atop again, this is the symptom of vitiated what. And vidmuth vibandh is due to vitiation of upon vayu proper particularly. And there is arthi and there is weapon. Both of these are generally symptoms of vitiation of what. And what I mentioned just in the beginning of slide that there is snigdh ushna shamam praya, means what happens there, that snigdh and ushna bhojan relieves the pain of vatik parinamsul, especially if you are giving some kind of food that will relieve the pain in general. But if you are giving snigdh and ushna ahar vihar and pain is subsided, you are relieved, then it represents that patient is suffering from Vatik Parinamsul. Or if you find out that along with the pain there is Adhiman Atup and there is reduced output of flatus and feces, then you it is necessary, it becomes very necessary for you to prescribe the patient to take Snigdh and Ushna predominance ahar. Ahar which have both of these properties. Ushna, you just you can take both of these, Ushna by asperse as well as Ushna by pir, because both of these are responsible for correcting the vitiation of Vat. It subsides the vitiation of Vat. It removes, it helps to normalize the vitiated Vat. So these are the symptoms of Vatik Parinamsu. Just you can see that there are some symptoms and there are some specific type of food that relieves the pain in parinam. And now the symptoms of pittash parinam. And as I mentioned in earlier symptom, that there are again there are, you will see there are two types of factors have been described in this symptom. That there are some symptoms which represents the vitiation of pitta dose, and there is a specific type of diet, a specific type of uh, condition which relieves the pain of pathic parinam. So in common you can see there Trishna da Aradhisvedam, Katu Amla Lavalotram, and Shulam Sitam Samam Praya. That here are three things. What are the three things? That pain which appears during phase of digestion and associated symptoms are polydipsia, thirst, burning sensation in epigastric region. See, there is difference between burning sensation and pain. And if there is burning sensation along with pain, that defines the pain as pitta paradamsul, a disease as pitta paradamsul. This is very important feature that if 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 there is only pain, then you will see that it may be either in the case of vatic paradamsul or kapha paradamsul, because da is not associated with that pain. If pain during phase of digestion is associated with the burning sensation in the epigastric region, that clearly defines that patient is suffering from pitta paradamsul. So there is a trishna, polydipsia, thirst, da, burning sensation in the epigastric region, restlessness, arthi, and sweat. There is increased perspiration. Yeah, there is increased sweating, perspiration is there. And one more thing have been mentioned here, that Katu Amla Laudotram, the pain is increased by intake of these ras, Katu ras, Amla ras, and Lavana ras, because they vitiate the pitta dose. And now you can see that the two things, one was associated symptom, then there is Katu Amla Laudotram. It is increased by the intake of Katu Amla and Lavana ras. And what third phase is Sulam Sitam Samam Praya. It is relieved by intake of Sheetal Ahar Vihar. Sulam Sitam Samam Praya. It may be Sheet drug, or it may be Sheet Aspars Drabya, the Drabya which have predominance in Sheet Aspars. So there are three things you can categorize here, that there are some symptoms. Most important thing is it is aggravated by Katu Aml and Lavan Ras, and pain is associated with the burning sensation during the phase of digestion. It clearly defines that patient is suffering from Pittach paradams. So these are the specific feature of Pittach paradams. Now you have to recall it. There are three things: symptom, which is Shitam Shamam Praya. And now the symptoms of Kaphaj Paradamshul. And again, you will see there the things are particularly related with the pain. And I would like to mention first as Swalprug, Dirgh Santati. And this, the pain, since the disease is defined on the name of pain, and to what there is difference, that Swalprug, Dirgh Santati. Swalprug means there is intensity of pain is comparatively less than Vataj Paradamshul and Pittaj Paradamshul. Whereas what happens, Dirgh Santati, it remains for prolonged time. You know, there is mild grade pain is present and duration is longer in respect of Vatic Paradamsul and Pathic Paradamsul. This is the basic thing. If says that I am suffering from high intensity of pain, and then if there is Adhiman or top like symptom, then we will go for Vatik Paranamsul. And if he says that, yes, sir, I am suffering from higher degree of pain or mild degree of pain or lesser degree of pain, and that is associated with burning sensation in the epigastric region, then we will go for Pittach Paranamsul. Whereas if he says that, yes, there is pain, but it does not disturb sleeper, it does not disturbs my routine life too much, and though there is feeling of pain and it remains present for longer duration, so you will go for Kapach Paradams, and it is associated with Chardi, Harlas, Sammoham, and there is omitting tendency. Though omitting relieves pain in all type of Paradamsul, but Kapach Paradamsul is especially associated with the tendency of omitting. Now there is difference that all the paradam souls, the pain in all the paradam soul is relieved by omitting. So this is the factor. If there is pain and omitting takes place, then pain is relieved. Whereas due to kapach paradam soul, omitting becomes a symptom, and there is increased frequency of omitting day by day. This is a specific feature. We have seen that Chardi is relieves the pain, where Chardi is the symptom of Kaphaj Paranams. And there is Herlas, nausea, frequently uh, nausea appears, and some Mohan there remains some delusion due to vitiated cough. And what is the thing that we have seen that Madhur Amla Lamar increases the intensity of pain in Pittaj Paradamsul, whereas it is just opposite. The Katu Tikto Shantam Cha means intake of katu and thick ras predominant diet relieves the pain of kaphaj paradams. So there is always there is a specific type of diet which relieves pain in a specific type of kaphaj paradamsul, whether it is Pittaj paradamsul, which says that sulam sitam samam praya, means sheetal ahar vihar reduces the pain, intensity of pain, same as intake of katu and thick predominance diet relieves the pain in the kaphat pranamsul, whereas snigdhoshrob samam pra, so there is snigdhosh ahar vihar that leads to decrease in the intensity of pain in Vataj pranamsul. So there is mention of some kind of food that relieves pain in the pranamsul. So you will see that very clearly there is differentiation, that if there is only pain and acute nature of pain, then we will go for Vataj Paranamsul. If that pain is associated with burning sensation in epigastric region, we generally go for Pittaj Paranamsul, and where there is lesser intensity of pain that remains for longer time, we go to the Kapaj Paranamsul. These are the major difference which defines the particular type of Paranamsul. Here is the symptom of Sansargaj and Sannipataj Paridamshu. And what are the very easy to remember that what Achar says that Sansrist Lakshanam Buddhva Dridosham and Tridosham water. It was so the second line of slope in the Asadi Paridamshu Laksham. So there is Sansrist Laksham, there is if there is amalgamation of coexistence of symptoms of more than one dose, then it is defined as Sansargaj Paradamshul, where there is coexistence of symptoms of all three dosas that represents the Tridosaj Paradam. So the very easy, you can say that if there is um, pain with uh, burning sensation, and if there is atope too, and if there is some like that chardis too, then we go for sannipata parinam. Since there is a symptom of all of these three dosas. And last one is we discussed that there is symptom of incurable parinam shoot. The very easy to remember. Chid mans bal analam. है ना? Chid mans bal. This is one thing. And analam is there are three things. Chid mans, chid bal, and chid analam means chid agni. है ना? So there is these in these conditions it becomes incurable. What happens if there is chid analam? है ना? Because digestion during phase of digestion pain is there, and if there is agniman, food will be not digested properly, then the intensity of pain will remain for longer time, and that will lead to further uh, complicated stage. So in that stage it becomes incurable. If agni is if food is not digested properly, then there will be formation of some Shukt Park, yeah, like that, some formation of arm, then there will be symptom of that too. That leads, and there is Chidmans and Bal. So this also represents that food is not digested or absorbed properly. So that leads to Chidmans and Chinabal. So in these conditions, Paldam Shul becomes incurable. So this is all about Paldam Shul. And we discussed about the causative factor, pathogenesis, types, and what are the common features, how it becomes aggravated, how it gets relieved, what are the symptoms of particular type of parinam, and what are the incurable symptoms. Hope that you got some relevant important point in this lecture, and in our next uh, lecture we will discuss some new topic. Till then, thank you. Bye. Have a good health. Thank you.